Tape Deck Media.
Welcome to a brand new issue of Panel Picks. I'm your host, Dan Bublitz Jr., and with me is my co-host.
Hey guys, I'm Jeremy Plum. Man, that theme, I can't get over how cool that new theme song is.
Right? We got a new theme. If you've been listening to the podcast thus far, the first two issues that came out, you probably noticed the theme music changed. That's right. Now it's original. We had a friend of mine, Zach Alwyn. I can't say it. Right. I can't. Why can't I say Alwyn? Oh my God. I can't with the words. But anyway, my friend Zach, who is in a really great band in the Twin Cities called Mr. Rogers and his Make-Believe Friends, put that together for us. So that's pretty great.
So dope. Yeah, it feels great. I love it.
Yeah, it's got the vibe that I was hoping for, that I was looking for when we were looking at theme music.
When we were talking about it, I think we were looking at 1966 Batman was really what we wanted. And
something that had that like action newsy kind of
yeah.
And we got it, nailed it.
So good,
and it's short and sweet. That's
that also helps.
Yeah. We get right into this, right?
Unlike us.
Yeah, right. I can't even say words sometimes. Oh, that said, did you read any books this week? I read. I hope you read it too, but I read The One Hand.
I did not read The One Hand yet.
No!
I'm getting that. I'm probably gonna get it this Tuesday. Like I'm gonna get that one with some of the books coming out this month. I honestly, I've been reading a lot of older Fantastic Four, like Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. I bought a couple of the Epics collections digitally a while back, and I was like, I'll read this. And it's just Mr. Fantastic proposing to Invisible Woman, Invisible Girl at the time. I do know that. And getting ready for the big annual where everyone comes in, and it's cute. It's fun. I like that stuff, and I love it a lot. Yeah, that, and I've been reading.
That's awesome. Did you pick up your? I was just gonna say, did you pick up any of your Valentine's comics yet?
Oh, yes, I did. Okay, I didn't pick up Guy Gardner. I didn't pick up the Guy Gardner one yet, and I want to. I might wait a little bit. Did pick up Godzilla. I did pick up Godzilla.
Oh, nice.
And it's a fun. It's just a rom-com. It's a cute little rom-com. Godzilla's in the background. Godzilla is like the starting force. And it goes through a lot of rom-com tropes, which is, I think, what you want. It's what you want when you see a rom-com. It's like a nice cozy blanket. The only issue is, I think it's only like 30 pages, and I actually think this should have been a full 100-page graphic novel to really like. They do a lot of time jumps, and so I think it'd been really cool to like stretch it out and actually give some like room to chew on it. I also picked up Ultimate Black Panther, which is not a Valentine's Day story, but is fantastic. So,
and it's a hot book. Comic shops have been selling out. Plus, it sounds like some of them got shorted. My
comic book shop got shorted. They said
go ahead. I was going to say, I thought I heard like 11,000 comics or something were missing.
They walked up to me, like I was in the half-price books area, and someone handed me my 2 books and was like, I said, thank you. And they said, you're lucky because we got shorted on it. And I was like, oh no. So I'll go buy it. And yeah, I also read some What Ifs because that was in the half-price book, and Grant Morrison's run on Fantastic Four 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's great. So it's funny because it sounds like you're spending more of your time reading classics. So I'm trying to keep up on the new stuff now.
I'm at the point where my new stuffs are caught up. I'm caught up on everything new.
That's awesome. I'm not. I'm always behind on my reading, but I'm trying to get better. I did read just this morning, actually, to get ready for this. I read some comics, and I was really excited about it. I did read The One Hand. It is really good. Oh my God. It is amazing. The artwork is very gritty and dark. and it's futuristic, but it's also it definitely still has that, classic noir vibe to it.
Okay.
And the story so far has been really good. Yeah, I got it right here. I got a variant cover.
Oh, that looks great. Wow.
Yeah, it's a great cover. I think there's 3 variant covers.
Okay.
I just picked up, honestly, whatever they threw in my box.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't ask for variants. Like whatever they give me, I go like, great. I just want to read the book.
And we didn't talk about this last week. We did mention that it was coming out, and we didn't talk about this because apparently we didn't do good enough research before because we didn't realize this, but they're doing it side by side with another comic called Six Hands or Six Fingers. Six Fingers.
Yeah.
Not Six Hands. That'd be a lot of hands, but Six Fingers.
So I have a proposal for you. We could do this one or two ways.
Oh.
We could both read both books at the same time. Or you read the one hand, I read Six Fingers.
Okay. Well, I tell you what I'm gonna do. Let's leave this to a vote.
Okay.
Let's put this to Threads or Facebook.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this, go leave us a comment or send us an email on how we should do this. So just so you have backstory, listening, if you're not aware, the One Hand is it's basically a futuristic crime comic by Ram V. But then they're going to be coming out, and there's a nice little preview of Six Fingers in this at the end of the first issue of the One Hand. But what's cool is they're doing the perspective from the detective and in the One Hand, and then Six Fingers is the perspective of the perp. So you're getting 2 sides of the same story in 2 different books, which I think is pretty amazing. So that said, you listeners, how should we do it? Should Jeremy and I both read both together, or should he read Six Fingers? I'll read the One Hand, and then we'll discuss, or because I mean that's how it's got to be, because I've already read the first issue of One Hand. So.
Yeah, you have to read the One Hand, and I have to read the Six Fingers if we separate it. But yeah, no, that's not a bad idea.
So that's right. Just comment, leave us, post on Threads. We're at all social media as Panel Picks Pod. So you can find us all over. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can leave a comment about it as well. So let's do it.
We should mention we got our first YouTube comments, and they were nice. We had nice YouTube comments.
We did.
Yes.
That's great.
Saying that you should read Squirrel Girl. So
they did. They said that, and I should read a lot. If I'm being honest, I should read a lot. I mean, why do we have to have jobs to get in the way of our reading, right? Like
I read at my job
and things. Well, I mean, I probably could because my job is at home and I work remote, but I do have to get things done. So
that's fair. I'm a call center.
So you just wait and you just get to read until somebody calls. So, well, hey, it sounds like you nailed it with a great job there.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. But yeah, so I read that this morning. Very excited about this book. I'm glad I picked it. I'm glad we talked about it last week. Because that's kind of why I picked it up. It wasn't necessarily on my radar. Now it is. I'm very excited about it. I also read the second issue of Kneel Before Zod.
How is it?
It's pretty good so far.
Okay.
I think there's been quite a bit of buildup in the story. So hopefully, I'm hoping it will have a good, conclusion when it's all said and done. But I think the next issue is going to be pretty good. And then the other comic that I've been loving is this one, Crave. Crave has been great.
I don't know what that is.
So Crave is the essentially what's going on is there's this app like that I don't know, maybe kind of like a dating app or not really a date. I don't know. There's an app, but it will grant you your fantasies or whatever. So like if you wish that you could make out with somebody, Crave makes that happen. And so it is an adult book. It's kind of an erotic thriller thing, but it takes place at a college with a bunch of college kids. And the app is kind of, while it's fulfilling people's wildest fantasies, it's also kind of driving a wedge in a lot of the students, and so it's kind of having a pretty negative effect. So
Okay.
while it is kind of like I said, it is an adult book um, for mature readers because there is nudity and there's a lot of sexual um,
Wishes.
wishes and references and things like that.
Okay.
But I do think it's going to the point where it has an overlining theme about
Okay.
how kind of social media is bad. Like that's kind of
Okay.
the vibe I'm getting from it. Like all the apps we use are kind of bad. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm guessing based on how the story's going. I could be totally wrong on that because obviously the rest of the books aren't out yet. So we'll see. I'll have to report
That's
back.
all right. That's honestly, I've not had a bad Image comic in the last few years, like 5 years. I've never read a bad Image.
I
But
honestly, Image is probably, as far as my comic book collection goes, I think I probably have the most. Like Image is probably at the top of my list.
yeah,
I don't think I don't think I have another company. I mean, it would be a small one. I can go in and look at my collection and just see what I have. Because right now I'm at almost 1,600 comics in my
jeez.
collection.
Wow.
Yeah, well, that's not just individual comics though. That's also
Yeah.
trades and
Yeah.
graphic novels and all the things.
Yeah.
Um,
When you count your issues that you've read, like let's say a month, you break down the graphic novels into individual issues. Do you do that, or is that just me?
do I do what now?
Do you break down your like let's say you get an omnibus? Let's say there's 20 issues in an omnibus.
Okay.
Uh
Yep.
there's 10, but anyways, do you say I've read 10 issues of, let's say, Invincible, or did you say I read one omnibus?
No, I'd say I read the ominous or the
Okay.
trade. I
All
don't
right.
say I read it by. I only say I read it by issues if I've actually read it by issues.
That's fair. Okay.
And I'm looking at my quantities here, and yes, I own more Image comics than anything else. Almost 350 Image books.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then the next one, about 260 for Marvel, and then Dynamite, which
Not
is
what I would have expected. Yeah.
yeah, yep. And then DC. So my top 5 companies are Image, Marvel, Dynamite, DC, and Boom
Mm.
Studios.
I remember when Boom was,
And then everything else is all indie stuff.
I remember when like Boom was just coming out, and they were to me just the Muppet Comics people. Like that's all. And so now that I'm seeing Boom has like Something is Killing the Children and like more adult books, they're like, the Muppet guys are really doing well. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
That's one thing I really do like about that app, the comic books geeks app.
Yeah.
Well, because it's also web-based too. So you can go log in on your computer and the app. But I love how you can keep track of your collection. They do a really good job for that. So like I can, every time I get a new comic, I just add it to my collection. If I want, I can put some notes on there. And then I can just kind of see what I have, kind of estimate what I have for value of the comic books and stuff. So it's really cool in that respect. And then I can just like look something up too. Like if I'm looking for something, I'm like, hey, do I have this? And then you can also keep track of stuff you're looking for. You can put it on your wish list. And then that's what I do. Every time I go to the comic book store, I pull out my fancy dancy app. And just so we all are clear, they do not sponsor this podcast. This is just a plug because I've been using this app. My friend, a friend of mine put me onto it a few years ago, and I've been loving it. And they just did an update in the last, like 6 months maybe, and it's fantastic. So
yeah,
but
we
should go ahead.
I've been using it now a bit more because I used to write, and I still do. I just have my notes app, and I write down every comic I read for the year.
Yeah,
kind of old man in it. But it's nice getting a notification. Hey, Ultimate Black Panther's out today. Please go pick it up. And I go, yeah. I'm aware all of Threads is on fire right now because all the shops are sold out.
Yeah, well, because
Yeah.
apparently they lost 11,000 copies or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
That's wild. Well, we should probably
Let's
start
talk.
talking.
Yeah.
We've been half of this, we've just been talking about what we, picked up this week,
Yeah.
which is great. But we should probably talk about this week, what's coming out,
Yep.
that we think people are probably going to be looking at. I think we did a pretty good call last week with the comics that we
I think we nailed it.
put out. I think we did.
Yeah.
There was a lot. Well, Ultimate Black Panther was on that list, and it was a hot one.
I think it's because of us. I think what we're at
Oh, exactly.
30 listens. I think, yeah.
Yep. And we were like, did it. It sent it was like a snowball effect.
Mm-hmm.
It just, it just kept, those 30 people and then it kept rolling and rolling and rolling. And now they, sold out.
What we're saying is we're sorry.
We're not actually saying we're sorry. Because if we caused that, that would be amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be absolutely amazing. But yeah, let's start talking about this week. There's some stuff. I've got a small pull list this week, which it's kind of crazy for me. And I kind of looked at what's coming out this week, and I didn't really see a whole lot that stands out to me personally, but I think there's some good stuff. And we're gonna start with DC.
Yeah. I mean, Action Comics is always on my pull list. And I think after 160, they're doing something, I'm going to get the name wrong. It's called like the Superman Initiative, which is going to be a lot like a kind of a cycle of different writers and artists coming together and doing like 3-issue runs in there, turning it more into an anthology book. And 1062 is the end of a run. I'm a few issues back, so I haven't really caught this one yet. Looks cool. It's John Constantine and Superman. I like that stuff. Art looks really good. And yeah, I like it.
Yeah, there's a couple number ones that are coming out that for DC that'll probably. We got the Red Hood number one is coming up. The Red Hood, the Hill, Sinister Sons number one is coming out. That does look like it could be fun.
Yeah, with Tomasi.
I really like the cover on it.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. It's really cool. I like it.
Of course, as you would every week, there's a bunch of Batman coming out, and some of the variant covers on Batman 143. Looking pretty sick.
Batman City of Madness is really cool. It's a Lovecraftian take with Batman, and it's a mini. And we're only on issue 3, so you can go back pretty easy.
Yeah. And it looks like Sinister Sons and the Red Hood, they have some alt covers too. If people are into that, can always get those. I say alt, but that's how you just know I'm old. I mean variant covers.
Variant, yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, because like back when, even in the 90s, when it was like a real big, it's still called variants. It's a foil variant.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I'm just stuck in my old man ways.
That's
just stuck in my old man ways.
Yeah. Blue Beetle. I'm just gonna shout out Blue Beetle. I like Blue Beetle as a character. And there's only 6 issues, worth it. And there's 2 versions. There's a Spanish version and English.
Oh, that's awesome. I really like small runs like that, like the miniseries, like where you can get 5-6 books and the story comes to a conclusion.
Yep.
Or it'll come to a conclusion, but they might leave a little, cliffhanger to set them up for another series or something. But I really do like that, because that's what I love about independents myself, is because a lot of the independents aren't, they're not like long running monthly series. They're typically 4 to 6 issues, and then so then my roster of comics is continually rotating, which I really like. So I get a nice variety of books and stories. So, but otherwise, I don't think that I didn't really see anything on DC side that really stands out to me.
Yeah,
there's Marvel stuff coming out.
There's some cool Marvel stuff. There's some cool Marvel stuff. I think the thing that got me most excited is Night Thrasher.
Yeah, that should be a good one. I'm excited about Blade number 8. I'm way behind on it, but
has Blade been good?
The first couple issues were pretty good, and there was another miniseries that came out maybe not last year, but the year before. But it was Daughter of Blade, which was pretty good
I
too.
caught the first 2 issues of that, and I was like, oh, I need to read this, and then I kind of forgot to keep
Kind of
buying it.
forgot. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
but that was really cool. Yeah.
Yep. And you got the second printing of the Ultimate Spider-Man is coming out. It's slated to come out this week
Is
too.
that
So
coming out? Oh, wow, yeah.
yeah, that'll probably be a hot one
Go get
since
it.
yeah, because I think that sold out too. That was this Ultimate stuff, man.
They've all been really, really good. The one I'm most excited for out of all of them was Ultimate X-Men. So when that comes out, I'm pushing people down. That and I don't like the
You're gonna
X-Men.
be kicking people
Yeah,
down.
yeah. Like I said, I like street level stuff, so Night Thrasher looks cool. Spider Gwen Smash it looks like, and I just was reading this before we went live, was just Spider Gwen on tour and stuff happens. That looks cool to me, and so I might go pick that up. That looked really cool, and I might do that.
Nice.
That, and if you're into it, if you're into mutant stuff, I've not found an X book that really hits me. Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver, number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I see that's coming out. Also got if you're Fall of the House of X, number 2 is coming out. I don't know how that story is, but there's some cool covers for it.
Yeah.
Cool variants.
Yeah. If you like
Yeah.
some older sci-fi, there is Beware the Planet of the Apes, and that looks really cool. I just saw the art for that, and the writer looks like a really cool writer who's been doing a lot of licensed stuff and whatnot and some TV. So honestly, it looks to be like maybe not a hot seller, but one of those just comfy, slower books.
Yeah. And what's great about that is it's number 2 that's coming out this week, so it'll be easy to catch up on.
Yeah.
You can easily catch up on. Now, my favorite comic book company obviously is Image, and there's some fun stuff coming out this week for Image.
Yeah.
I'm excited. The Deviant number 4 comes out this week. I haven't read it yet, but I did finally pick it up.
Okay.
I kind of dropped the ball and didn't get it right away. I was on the fence, and then I read some stuff about it, and I was like, okay, I need to go pick this up. So I had to find. So my comic book shop, they had sold out a number 1, but they had the other issues, and I was like, well, I can't commit to buying these until I find the number 1. And then I did finally find the number 1, so now I just got to read it.
That's fair. I didn't realize that we're getting a Creepshow book coming out.
Oh, so Creepshow's been coming. They've been doing stuff with Creepshow already.
Really?
And again, a book I haven't read, but I do have in my collection.
Joe Hill's Wolverton Station. That looks fun. I might pick that up.
Joe Hill's a great writer too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. If you're not familiar, Joe Hill is Stephen King's son.
Really?
And, yeah, and he did a whole bunch of horror comics a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I forget what company they were under, what label, but yeah.
I might look that up. I love a good horror book, and I love Creepshow. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he's done a lot of fun comics.
That looks cool.
A lot of fun horror comics.
Oh man.
Yeah, Basket Full of Heads. He did some stuff with Lock and Key.
Oh, really?
DC Plunge.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wraith also wrote a comic that I really enjoyed called Dying is Easy, and it's about this ex-cop that becomes a comedian, and then another up-and-coming comedian gets murdered, and it tries to get pinned on him. So he's working to solve the case so that he doesn't get pinned on the murder. And it was a really fun book. So if you like stand-up comedy, you like cop story type stuff, murder mystery, go check it out. I know it's available in trade form. You can get it the trade paperback. I think it's both hardcover and softcover, but
what do you normally pick? Harder
for me, it depends on the book. Like a lot of my Ed Brubaker stuff is hard cover, but that's because that's what they put out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I usually just go soft cover. The hardcovers are cool and all, but I don't know how it is for you that the binding is a little
It's
tighter
weird.
on them,
It's yeah.
and
I
so
yeah.
I
It
like
depends on
I
how
like a
big it
soft
is.
cover.
If it's an omnibus, I think I haven't had a hardcover omnibus, and I think that might be better. I'm always delicate with like the
Mhm.
really thick, chunky boys of getting a rip down the middle.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yep, absolutely. But
Uh
yeah, but there's some other fun stuff coming out for Marvel too. You got the Cabinet #1 is dropping
well,
this
you mean
week.
for Image?
Yep, for
Yeah.
Image. Did I say
That
Marvel?
yeah.
That's
I've been
okay.
waiting I've been waiting for the cabinet for weeks. Like that was on my pull list weeks ago. It looks like wacky and fun. Like it looks like a fun adventure book. It's about like two teens get sent to what they're calling, and I don't know what this means, post Cold War landscape to
How
get
interesting.
yeah, to collect weird artifacts, and specifically they need a 17th century cabinet. And that's cool. That feels like one of those TV shows that would come on that you're not necessarily watching for, but always comes on, and you like go like,
Mhm.
yeah, this is fun.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah,
Well, I might have to at least take a breeze through the book.
yeah.
Also got the Infernals #1 and Dutch #1 coming out.
Who's
And
Dutch?
then what's that?
Who's Dutch? Dutch is a GI Joe. Is he Joe?
Yeah, I believe so actually.
Is
I
he Joe?
believe you're Legendary's 90s Super Soldier. Do, 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 do. Ooh, ooh, ooh. No, I don't think he is G.I. Joe.
Oh,
No.
no. Okay, interesting. I know nothing about either of those, and I'm still gonna pick up Transformers #5.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
Huh. I just saw that on the list, and I was like, oh yeah, that's one of the Energon books. I haven't read it yet.
Nope. No, I don't think he's not a GI. This isn't GI Joe. He's his own
Okay.
character.
Okay, you
Just
know what? I'm now looking at it. That
yep. He's his own soldier or his own thing.
yeah, that looks. It's by Joe Casey. I like Joe Casey, and it's one of 3. Okay, you know what? I was joking. I was trying to look like the guy that doesn't know things. And
And then it turns out you know all the things.
I know Joe Casey. And that looks cool. No, that looks kind of fun. All right, fine. I'm in. I'm in. Yeah. I like Old
That's
Man
funny. Well,
Hero.
we should probably start wrapping up, but we got
Yes,
to
we
go
should.
through some indie stuff because there's some fun indie stuff.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking about this is New Comic Book Day on Valentine's Day proper, and there are some Valentine's Day books coming out. I know Zenscape Comics has some stuff coming, or Zenscape. That was I feel like that was a game or something. I don't know. I don't know. I'm failing today. Zenscope. There we
It's
go.
yeah.
Has some
That's what
really
happens with
fun stuff.
okay.
They
Like
have
what's coming
the
out?
well, like I said, it's a Valentine's Day, so it's the Valentine's pinup special, lingerie special. So it'll
Jesus.
be, it'll be
Yep.
adult.
Yeah. Yeah. Will it?
I even saw, it's funny because apparently now there with another #1 that's coming out, and I just don't know that this is going to be in a bunch of different comic book shops. But there's a Penthouse Comics dropping.
Okay, wait a minute. We're gonna pause for a second. I actually, I remember going. I think Nicole and I were out of town. I think we were in. It might have been KC. No, maybe KC or somewhere. We were in Chicago. We were in Chicago for a weekend, and we were at one of the thrift stores. And I like looking at finding old magazines, and I found an old Hustler Funnies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was like, well, I gotta buy it, and that, and some old Mads, and I almost saw, I saw an old Cracked magazine, but it was way too much. We're asking like $50 for it, and I was like, that's sweet,
Jeez.
but no. But there was an old Penthouse who had so there was an old Penthouse comic. Yes, Billy, I know you know about it too. You read the smart, and Penthouse was like a real comic book company for a little bit before, while doing porn, and there was this, ran by one guy and wanted to get like the best of the best comics and like writers and illustrators. I might ask Legends if they pick that up for me. There's
Nah,
history.
the
There's
truth
history
comes out.
behind Penthouse.
Yeah, but yeah, the Zenscope one, it's Grim Fairy Tales 2024 Valentine's Day
Of course
lingerie
it is.
pinup special #1. Also, they have Helsing, Bonded by Blood #1 coming out,
Ooh,
and
that sounds
Mist,
cool.
Dragon's Guard #1 are coming out. So there's, if you like Grim Fairy Tales and with an adult touch or a twist,
Oh,
you
there's an adult
probably want to
touch.
check out.
Yeah,
Huh?
there's an adult touch.
Oh, there's definitely an adult touch. You're not wrong about that. Another book that I'm excited for is the next issue of Masterpiece #3. I've been really enjoying that.
I don't know what that is.
It's a book about this kid that's been kind of orphaned. Um, but it's like her parents sent her away to protect her because they were like they pulled heists. They're like world renowned criminals, and now she's kind of putting a team together to pull something off to hopefully help her parents.
That's
Um,
cool.
and so, each character kind of has their, what they are on the team. And so, obviously, it's called Masterpiece. So the main character is the masterpiece, which the ultimate criminal, I think, is what they're getting to with that.
Nice. Okay, I do love a good heist book. Like I read the Catwoman heist book a few years back, and that's why I loved the D&D movie so much, because it was just a heist movie.
Mm-hmm. That's one thing. Yeah, I'm the same. I love, obviously, I love crime stuff. So if you've listened to the few episodes we put out, you know this by now. So yeah, you give me a good heist series, and I'm in. I mean, there was a series by Vault called Heist, and then there's been a couple other books that were on, basically heists that were really fun to read. Really good time. But yeah, you could probably have some fun with your Penthouse comics. There looks like there's quite a few variant covers for that as well.
I'm past the age where, like, for adult material you had to go to a gas station and a magazine to get it, but like I'll do anything for a bit. But I don't think asking the comic book shop I went when I was 15 for a Penthouse, because I'll have to look them in the eye, and they'd know me as a kid.
Oh, that's so funny. But yeah, there's a lot of great independent stuff coming out this week, but we can't get into it. We got to start wrapping up.
Yes.
We'll just throw this out. If you like the Netflix movie Rebel Moon, the comic,
yeah, there's a Rebel Moon
issue,
comic.
Yep, that #2 comes out this week. So you could easily catch up on it if you're not already reading it. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna wrap up now. We would love to hear what you're pulling this week. What are you excited about? What's hot to you guys? Send us an email to panelpixpodcast@gmail.com. You can hit us up on Threads, Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, all the places.
Except for X.
Except for X. We're not on X.
No.
And it's Twitter. I don't care what he
says. Yeah, that's fair.
We're not on that but so that's going to do it for this week, for issue 3. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, if that's how you're doing it.
Where can they find you, Dan?
Oh, good question. You can find me and my upcoming schedule for comedy at dbubcomedy.com. What about you, sir? Where can they find what's going on with you?
If you want my insane ramblings and pictures of this cat, it's Plum Jeremy on all the social medias that are not X.
Right? Oh, right there.
Oh.
Right there.
Yeah.
And I'm that one. Whoop,
yeah.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right. That's going to do it for this week. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
We'll be back next week with an all new issue of the Panel Picks podcast.
This has been a Tape Deck Media production. Thank you for listening.